Hello from Gardening at Douentza here in Ireland, and in today's video we are going to prick out some foxglove seedlings. So these are digitalis that I sowed last autumn, and they are now too big for the tray that they're in, so we need to divide them and we need to pot them up independently. So I hope you'll help me do that, and also in this video I'm going to talk about why I am going peat free. And here are my digitalis. They're a beautiful white one called Pam's Choice, and we know it's time to pot them on because of the roots coming out the bottom. Now you know it's time to pot your seedlings on when you have nice little plants that have bushy growth on top. So they've gone past the first leaf stage, and every plant first off produces 2 leaves, but that is not the point to prick anything out and to pot it on. You need to wait until you have bushy growth, and you need to wait until you can see the roots coming through the base of the pot. And I don't know if you can see there, but there are a couple of little roots poking out there. So the first thing I'm going to do is to tip out these plantlets into this tray. So just knocking off the grit and turning over like that. And here we can see that there is a well-established root system that is going to stand the plant in good stead. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wet these leaves so that I can more easily divide the plants. And what I like to do is absolutely drench them with water, like this. And the wetter the roots are, the less likely you are to damage them when you try and prise them apart. Now, some seedlings damage more easily than others, and I imagine foxgloves are quite tough ones because they're a native plant here in this part of the world. So I think they probably are quite tough. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and divide these little plantlets into individual ones. And if we can see what's going on here, this one here is quite far apart from the next one. So I'm going to try and divide it. And this involves just very gently trying to prise it apart from its neighbours, trying to break as few roots as possible. Now, as I said, some seedlings really don't like their roots to be broken, and some are better able to cope with it. Okay, so I'm just prising apart here, and this is what we have now. So I will just lay this little plant to the side and then concentrate on dividing some others. Now look here what we have. We have a little seedling, a second seedling that must have been practically on top of the first one, and it has come out pretty much bare root. You can see its roots kind of hanging out there in the air. We will pot that on as well, so we'll just put that down here for the moment and work on the next clump. And it might make sense at this stage to just kind of divide a clump off. And because the soil is nice and moist, this is coming apart quite easily, which is good. Okay, so I have a clump here. And we have, as you can see, lots of little seedlings of various size, all kind of growing on top of each other. And we're just going to divide them. So this one is going to be the easiest one because it's kind of on the edge. And I'll just kind of break it away. And as you can see, I've got a whole load of soil here that I probably don't need, because they're probably the broken roots of another seedling. So I'll just take off whatever wants to come off, but I can leave it if I like, and we'll put that one over here. And now working with this clump here, There was this little small one here that was just to the side of the plant I removed. I'm going to take him out, and he is probably going to come out pretty bare root. Yeah, so that's pretty much bare root. We'll put that to the side, and then working on this clump which has several plants in it. So what I'm just going to do here with my fingers is just feel as I go and kind of loosen the soil and see what wants to go which way and what wants to go the other way. And we may actually end up with bare root seedlings here, but that's okay because we're going to pot them up right now. Now, the trick with this process is to not touch the stems of the plants, to only touch the leaves. So I can see that this little baby here wants to move out, and I'm not going to touch the stems. I'm going to very gently pull it by the leaf. Now, if the leaf breaks, it's not the end of the world, but if the stem breaks, it kind of is the end of the seedling. So again, just loosening it as much as I can. And then if you need to pull with the leaf rather than the stem. And here we have a multitude of little seedlings, two actually, not a multitude, two little seedlings that have come apart and will now be potted up. And they have good root systems, so that's great. So here we are with all the seedlings laid out and ready for potting up, and you can see that there are some that are much bigger than others. Whoops! There are some little ones, and there are some really tiny ones that I've left in clumps, and I'm going to just pot this up in a pot, like in a community pot, all of them together. So now I'm going to pot up my seedlings, and today I'm using a peat-free compost, and I've decided to take the plunge and go peat-free because I think this is the biggest contribution that I can make in terms of what I do for the environment and for reducing carbon emissions. And last year I went to visit a peatlands over in the west of Ireland and was really taken by some of the statistics that they told us about there. Whereas peatlands only cover 3% of the Earth's surface, they hold more than twice the carbon held in all of the standing forests in the world, including the Amazon and everywhere else. So it's very important that we conserve this wonderful resource and stop that carbon getting into the atmosphere. So anyway, enough of me lecturing, and I am doing my bit, or trying to do my bit, by using peat-free compost. Now, I don't say never. I will use peat for certain plants that absolutely need it, like carnivorous ones, but I'm starting the whole experimental process. So I went to my garden centre and I got my hands on a bag of peat-free compost, and that's what we're going to use today. And here are the pots I'm going to use, and these are a good size for this size seedling. So I'm going to start off by just putting some compost into the pot and just breaking it up with my hands, and this feels quite different to the composts I'm used to using, but we'll give it a go. And just selecting a seedling here, I will place it in the center of the compost, put some compost around, and now I'm just firming down with my fingers, just there in the corners. Tap it down a bit and topping it up with a bit more. So that's our first seedling potted up, and we will just put that aside. So for the next one, compost, little hole, put it in, and then just firming down. There's a knack to this, there's a feel to how much you need to firm it. I mean, it's not going to be like concrete after you've firmed it, but it needs to be fairly secure. And experience will be your guide in the end. Okay, so that's foxglove number 2. And now for the final baby seedlings that are really too small to have their own pot. Now at this stage I'm just going to put them all into a community pot. So this one in here, this one here, and the thing is I have a lot of foxgloves, so I don't need to worry too much about these ones. If I don't get around to pricking them out again and potting them on, it's not the end of the world. Maybe I'll just pot them out as one big clump somewhere in the garden and have slightly smaller foxgloves, but a mass of them. And that can work too. So now I'm going to just give my foxgloves a good watering. Any of you who watch my videos will recall this watering can from the expose on watering can video I made. It's terrible because it really doesn't pour very well, but if you're going to make a mess, outdoors is the best place to do it. And I guess I'll link to that video at the very end here. But here I am, just giving my seedlings a good watering in, and this is very important to help the roots settle down and make intimate contact with the compost. And you can hear that water running through down the bottom and out the other side, and it's all good even though it's cold. So when I finish watering these, foxgloves are perfectly hardy plants, but they've had their roots traumatized just recently, so I'm going to put them back in the greenhouse because they were kept in the greenhouse up until now as well, and I just want to give them that bit of extra protection until their roots have a chance to heal. And that brings me to the end of this video on pricking out. Everything's blowing away, on pricking out and potting on seedlings. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will check back to see these beautiful white foxgloves bloom for me in the garden this summer. Thanks very much for watching. Bye!